sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana. Pollsters and research firms are busy releasing opinion poll findings left, right, center. This seems to be the new booming business in town, and they're really milking a fortune out of it. And some of these opinion polls are completely getting it wrong. Because an opinion poll showing Raila beating William Ruto in college in Rift Valley, that's an opinion poll that cannot be taken seriously. And also an opinion poll showing William Ruto beating Raila in Nairobi at the coast and also giving Raila Molo Odinga a run for his money in Nyanza, that's also an opinion poll that can also not be taken seriously. But having said that, remain about 7 months to the general election, even if the polls were to be done scientifically without any external influence, I still believe it's still too early to conclude who will actually win an election basing the argument on these opinion polls. It's still too early and things are bound to change. So from where I sit, I don't want to rely on these opinion polls to actually say who will win election or not. But if you look at some of these opinion polls, we can see some pattern, some trend emerging, and that can actually help us to accurately project what might happen in August. There is an opinion poll that released its finding today, Mizani Africa. Mizani Africa has been very consistent in releasing their opinion polls. They have not started it today. It's something they've been doing, and actually, if you compare the way the results have been previously and now, there is a trend emerging. For example, today, they released an opinion poll about Meru, and the results are these. Meru County presidential seat. William Ruto, 54.5%. Raila Odinga, 38.2%. Kalonzo Musyoka, 4.7%. Others, 2.6%. That's their poll findings they released earlier today. And I'm not actually saying that if an election was to be done today, that the results will come out this way. There can be some serious variations. But you can see the trend emerging. If you compare Mizani Africa's poll findings some few months back, for example, in Meru, William Ruto was rating at about 88, 89 to 90%. And you can see now William Ruto has come down to about 54%. And Raila Molo Odinga, some few months ago, was rating at below 10%. Actually, it was below 10%. But now you can see Raila is almost clicking, or rather hitting 40%. So that's a massive improvement from the side of Raila Molo Odinga. And if you look largely at the trends, Raila Odinga has been steadily rising as William Ruto steadily declines. So if you look at the trends of these opinion polls, then we can accurately project exactly what might happen come August election. And it's only commonsensical that if actually the trend is to continue, and assuming that these polls are being done scientifically without any external influence, then it's most likely that by August this year, Raila will be leading in Meru County. That's something that is very obvious going by the trends of these opinion polls. And then also from these opinion polls, if you look at the previous results, Musalia Mudavadi used to rate higher than Kalonzo Musyoka. But from this opinion poll, you can see Musalia does not feature anywhere. And then now Kalonzo comes third. That's also an indication that Musalia's move to join William Ruto was actually a political suicide. Musalia Mudavadi actually dug his political grave, made a very big blunder by joining hands with William Ruto. William Ruto has actually swallowed Musalia Mudavadi, and Musalia Mudavadi is now not a force to reckon with. And then again, these opinion polls just confirms, or rather give credence to exactly what I've been saying here. I've always been maintaining that the mountain, rather Central and Mount Kenya, let me put the mountain. The mountain vote will vote almost to the last person. To the person Uhuru Kenyatta will direct them. That is something I've been maintaining here. And I've been saying that because if you look at William Ruto has done all he can on the mountain. He has campaigned seriously on the mountain. There is nothing new William Ruto can do on the mountain that can actually tilt the scales in his favor. He has campaigned there. He has evoked emotions on the mountain. He has done everything. On this other side, the president has never gone to the mountain to start his campaigns. Raila has also not started his proper campaigns on the mountain. But still you can see the trend, a clear trend pattern and trend emerging. Raila is rising very, very fast on the mountain. And also, if there were also some polls that were released yesterday and those other previous days, and the trend is still largely the same. Raila is rising very steadily on the mountain. And the best explanation for that is because of our ethnic kind of based politics. Our Kenyans vote along ethnic lines. That is a given fact. And this year, 2022, won't be any way different. The Mount Kenya will vote with ethnic considerations in mind. They will look at Uhuru Kenyatta, their ethnic kingpin. The direction Uhuru Kenyatta will show them, that's the way they will go. And some people are still not seeing this. Mount Kenya will go to the direction Uhuru Kenyatta will show them. And largely, I've also been maintaining that if you look at a combination of Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga, that is a combination that it will be very hard for any alliance to beat that combination. And I've been doing some analysis here, basing my argument on 2017 presidential election results. In 2017, for example, Raila Odinga got about 1.3 million votes in Western. And then Raila also got about 900,000 votes in Lower Eastern, that's Ukambani region. Uhuru Kenyatta got about 1.3 million votes in Kalenjin Rift Valley. And I'm attributing those votes to William Ruto. And then votes Raila got in Lower Ukambani, I'm attributing that to Kalonzo Musyoka. And then in Western, I've always been very, very considerate and very favorable to Musalia Mudavadi. I've always been dividing the Western vote into half, 50 for Raila, 50 for Musalia Mudavadi. And I've been assuming that in 2017, Musalia might have given Raila half of the vote, which I know is not true. I'm just trying to be favorable to Musalia Mudavadi. So if you add a combination of the votes Kalonzo gave Raila, votes Musalia gave Raila, and votes William Ruto gave Uhuru Kenyatta, they add to about a total of 2.9 million votes. That's an analysis I've been doing here. And then if you factor in Raila's votes as an individual, then it's about 3.6 million votes, basing my argument from 2017 presidential election results. So I've always been maintaining that if only Raila can get half, 50% of the mountain vote, and then you add Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, and William Ruto, and then you give them half of the mountain vote still, Raila Odinga will still beat them by about 600,000 votes. They're assuming there is no rigging, there is no undue influence. So that's just an illustration to prove how hard it is for anybody to beat a combination of Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta. That's just an illustration. So now that we are seeing Raila steadily rising on the mountain, it's most certain, ladies and gentlemen, that most definitely Raila will get a good chunk, if not a majority of votes, on the mountain. And then also if you look at Western, and this I'm also basing my argument, even from the opinion polls that are also being released and even from the ground itself, it's very clear that Raila this time round might even perform better in Western Kenya than actually did in 2017. And there are so many reasons to explain that. So I strongly believe, ladies and gentlemen, that under the current political situation in Kenya, there is no way, no combination, no alliance that will successfully be able to beat a combination of Raila Odinga and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That seems to be the actual reality on the ground. And I'm saying that without taking any sides at all here. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, in case you've just bumped here for the very first time and so far you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Thank you, God bless you, God bless Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana.